MySpace is, or actually was, very addicting for me. That is until Facebook showed up. Now MySpace is just shit. Like all forms of media, each has its own strengths and weaknesses. As far as MySpace and Facebook are concerned, they are both great formats to communicate among friends, family, and long-lost relatives whom you may not have spoken to in years. I mean, the convenience of having an inbox, a comment section, and the ability to display photos and videos is remarkable. In addition, the virtual games and applications keep kids coming back, and the ability to make friends with complete strangers keeps lonely people coming back for more. Overall, Facebook, more than MySpace, is an excellent site for networking and building contacts. But with all that being said, and because we live in a reality where nothing's perfect, MySpace and Facebook is not without serious flaws. Facebook, more so than MySpace, has almost absolutely no privacy. I mean, sure, you can block certain features from being seen, but if you block things for one person, then you'd have to block it for all people, and that's bullshit. I mean, look at AIM, AOL Instant Messenger. You can turn yourself invisible so you can just talk to the people you want to talk to or certain people. But on Facebook, you can't do that. Once you're invisible, you're offline for good. Nobody can see you, and you can't talk to anybody. Also, anything you post shows up on everybody's homepages on your friends list. So you can only imagine how much trouble people could get in or how easy it is to get caught in a lie. So say you were out with somebody last night, like person A, and person B says, well, what were you doing last night? And you say, oh, I was tired, so I went to sleep early. And the person could be like, bullshit, you were tired. I know you were out with person A because I saw your post last night at 12:30, and I saw you were online. Also, the ability to pretend to be someone else or mask your true identity is extremely easy. For example, someone has been posing as one of my best friend's sister for months and making statements on Facebook as if he or she were my friend's sister. This person even went as far as to use her picture. Anyone can steal anybody's identity as long as they have a legit email, and there are people who exist that have nothing better to do with their lives than wreak havoc on others. I know stealing someone's identity is a crime, regardless if it is done online or not, and this leads me to my last point. That is, the bullying and harassment that occurs on Facebook and MySpace is so extreme, sometimes it actually leads people to suicide, literally. I'm not lying. I've read cases where teens have killed themselves after being bullied or rejected on MySpace. I mean, sure, MySpace and Facebook are great ways to present scholarly works, blogs, and network, but leave it to certain individuals of the public to abuse something good. So at a time when MySpace became too spam-infested, and all I was receiving was friend requests from porn stars, and trust me, I know I'm not that lucky to get that, I discovered Facebook. I thought Facebook was MySpace's saving grace, because at first it was only open to college students and professors. This was great because it weeded out all those immature punks that wreak havoc on others, as I already mentioned. Although I understand people can be immature at any age, chances are the younger crowd, who have more time on their hands, would pose as someone they are not, rather than college students would. Also, a lot of college students don't even want to associate with teenagers anyway. I mean, college students should have a place of their own, you know? Therefore, Facebook used to dominate MySpace, in my opinion. Facebook used to be just straight up messaging and commenting. It was easy to navigate and communicate among college friends. However, now Facebook is no better than MySpace ever since Facebook opened themselves up to anyone that has a goddamn email address. This is Facebook's biggest mistake, and I hate them for this. Facebook changes its interface so frequently, and this change takes some time getting used to. Also, there are so many new options, games, and applications that it's basically become MySpace all over again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still prefer Facebook over MySpace, and I check my Facebook daily. But why the hell the addition of all these changes over the years? It's just complicated everything about Facebook. Facebook used to be simplistic, and now it's not. So those are my experiences with MySpace and Twitter over the years. But let me just talk about Twitter for a second. And boy, you cannot get more concise than Twitter. Twitter is basically Facebook, except without all the application and games I was just talking about. One can post an update on Twitter, and all his friends on his Twitter account can read it. This would seem like a good thing considering how sour I just seemed about Facebook's recent adaptations. But the problem is, rarely anyone I know has a Twitter account or uses Twitter frequently. I don't know if my friends don't like Twitter, the lack of space available to post updates, or if people have just gotten so used to Facebook that they refuse to switch over to Twitter. I see Twitter as something for the older folks who aren't into all the games and the applications and the groups and all that shit. They just want to promote themselves, get their status updates out there. And that's what social networking is, basically. See, we're all selfish people, and because of that, we want everybody to know what we're doing at every minute because we're all full of ourselves, and we're selfish, and we think everybody should know our business. Whether it's to show off or seek attention, because we all want attention. I mean, why do you think I did this podcast? So people can actually hear what I have to say. Because I want to get my ideas out there, just like everybody else who does updates.